Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Uncanny Spirits Club. Um, I've been playing around with the camera to see if I can get it back up to 1080p, and it says it is, but it looks fuzzy. I don't know why. I think it's just the lighting. The lighting always makes a difference, and I'm not going to do much with the lighting from here anyway. So, we're back for another episode of the Uncanny Spirits Club, which I probably just said. And we're going to be getting back into some higher proof stuff. Tonight, I've got Maker's Mark Special Proof 101. It's got a little story on the back about how one of the founders enjoyed higher proof whiskey, and he would set aside some for his special friends. So here we go. Let's take the bottle out. It's got the classic wax seal on top, dripping all down the sides here. Special Proof 101 Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Obviously, it is 101 proof. And yeah, I like me some Maker Mark. It burns. It definitely is a burner. But I've liked several of them in the past, and I think each bottle has a distinctive kind of different flavor to it. I'm kind of irritated that it's not completely full up that neck there. I would say it's not quite 750 milliliters, boys, at the distiller. And it's been sealed, so it's not like somebody tampered with it afterwards, but I would have liked that extra shot or two of bourbon. You get points off for that. This is $39.99 at my local grocery store, by the way, so not breaking the bank too much. Let us get this there. This is all sticky. Oh, it's all sticky. Anyway, toss that back in the box. Good, solid cork. Nice pop. It looks like a organic cork. Looks like it. Ooh, it smells like Maker's Mark. Smells like Maker's Mark. Let's get ourselves a generous pour here. Bit of a downside of this wax cap here is that when I pull it back after it's been filled, some of it's trapped in the cap there. I'm gonna have to get the rest of this off. It's gonna make a mess. Ruining the look of it. But so now there's some bourbon trapped in that outer seal part. You see what I mean? Could have put the thing down a little bit lower. I'm gonna close it up for now. I'll try not to spill that, see if I can salvage it. Anyway. Grouchy cat over here coming to grouch at me. Here he comes, grouching. Yep. All right. It's a nice dark color. Maker's Mark is always a nice deep dark brown. What are you mad about? He just woke up from a nap and he's mad. Some nice caramel kind of butterscotch scents to that. Not super fumy, which surprises me for being 101 proof. Not that everything in that range is going to be fumy, but not a lot of hefty alcohol fumes. So let's give this a try and see what happens. Very sharp. Instantly, as it was in my mouth, it was just a sharpness. And there's the burn in the chest. It has a nice, it's both Very sharp and very mild at the same time. Ooh, that chest part. That could leave some heartburn. That's a burner. But it has a brighter taste than Maker's Mark that I've tasted before. A little less syrupy for being the higher proof. A little thinner almost. A little sweet. I'm not getting a whole lot of extra flavors on the back end. Right now, everything seems to kind of have been erased, and now it's just the stabbiness on my tongue. It has a flavor that starts off, it kicks in, and then it fades away really, really quickly. It's a very in the moment bourbon. It's something you enjoy when it's there, and then it's gone. Very ephemeral, almost, to use some big language. Mm. Let me try another. Not quite as sharp that second time. A little bit of the sourness. Almost like a almost like a syrup. Not quite like a honey. Mm. It's not as strong tasting as I would have thought. Not that's not the alcohol. That's just I had some food before here, and I've got some crumbs in my throat. Definitely warms you up though. I'm feeling super warm, very warm in the chest. A nice numbness in the mouth, on the tip of the tongue, but the flavor's gone. It's hard to pick up on the notes because it's there when you've got it in your mouth. You swallow it, and within seconds, it's gone. You get this lingering little bit of ethanol kind of taste, but not really super unpleasant. It just seems really thin for some reason. Hope it's not just my bottle, and maybe that's why it was. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I don't think I would have wanted to spend $39.99 for it after the fact. It's not bad, but it doesn't. It's gone too quickly. And if you leave it in your mouth to kind of savor and enjoy it, it just turns into the burning sensation because it's high proof, and that's what Maker's Mark kind of does. So, mm, that's problematic for the money I spent. It doesn't linger enough in a way that I can wrap my taste buds around, you know? There's hints of some fruit almost in there. That one gave me a lot more sour mash. Maybe because I left it in just a hair longer. But it fades into just fades and it goes away real quick. And as I'm moving it around, my tongue around in my mouth, I can feel there's bits of it here and there trying to give me more flavor. But my tongue's just shut down. Like, it's just like, no. And that's just leaving a typical Maker's Mark high proof bourbon taste, which isn't, like I said, it's not terrible, but it doesn't, for what it was and for the price, I would have thought that it was going to be more remarkable and it was going to go farther. The cat's over there horking up a hair bubble. Don't mind him. I don't know. I don't think it's worth the price. I don't think it's worth the $39.99. I think it's maybe $34.99 at a stretch, but I'm thinking this is a $29.99 bottle of Maker's Mark. Just because it's got a higher proof does not mean that they should be charging for what they are, because they've sacrificed staying power. They've sacrificed the lingering flavors and notes that you get with some of their other bottles. Because I know that there are certain Maker's Mark that are powerhouses that are just excellent. The bottle I reviewed a few years ago that came from the Central Ohio Whiskey Society, where they curated their own bottle. They went and they made like a limited run, and they were able to curate their own bottle, and that one was pretty spectacular. It had a lot going on. And regular Maker's Mark can be pretty standard for a bourbon, but it stays, it lingers, it's got heat, it's got something that this has that initial bunch of heat, it gets into your chest, and then the flavor just disappears. It's gone. It evaporates. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. And maybe people will like that. Maybe people will enjoy that, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's excellent." Because I don't like the lingering taste. I like to get the good stuff and then move on. But I like to have more enjoyment out of just a sip at a time. No, that's tough because it's too high proof to just go through it quick. I wouldn't want to do shots of it. I wouldn't want to just go through this quickly. I want it to be a slow sipper at that proof and higher. Anything in that proof range and higher, I generally would like to do a slow sipper on. But there's not enough taste to it. And again, it's not like what's left behind is an awful straight up alcohol taste, because it's not. It's just nothing. There's no taste. It gets in there, you get that, okay, this is going to be interesting, and then it's just all done. And that's it. It's kind of disappointing for $39.99. It's definitely disappointing for $39.99. I don't know. And maybe my bottle was, again, I saw that the level was lower, and maybe it was a first fill or a last fill or something. I don't know. Maybe the machine it was on didn't get enough of the good stuff. I don't know. I don't know. It's going to confuse me for a while, and it is going to disappoint me. But that's the Maker's Mark Special Proof 101. It's not as special as I was hoping for. But, you know, oh well. On the side, it says perfect for sipping, sharing, and special occasions. Carefully balanced rich notes of fruit, baking, spices, and caramel. And while I smelled like the butterscotch caramel kind of smell, I don't know, I'm not getting much of those in the taste. I'm getting a little bit of the fruit. I don't know. It's disappointing. For $39.99, I would have expected more. But that's it. That's what I got for this time. I will catch you folks next time. As always, cheers.